He'd been gone for 62 days when he came back. Not in the way I wanted, not with footsteps in the hall or his voice on the stairs, but in a small box left at the back of my closet. Inside, beneath old photos and the hoodie I refused to wash, was a glass jar. Inside that jar were 10 folded letters, each one numbered in his handwriting. On the lid, he had written 4 words: open one each day. Even in death, he was still giving me rules. Day 1, love one sunrise. The first letter told me to watch the sunrise. He wrote that when we were together, he never stopped long enough to see one, that he'd always been chasing something, work, time, the next day. Watch one for both of us, he said. And remember, I loved you first, and I still do. So I climbed to the rooftop, wrapped in his hoodie, and waited. When the sun finally rose, I didn't cry because he was gone. I cried because, for the first time, I could feel that he had lived. Day 2, buy the coffee. The next morning, I opened the second letter. Go to our cafe, he wrote. Order my drink. Leave the seat beside you empty. Someone will need that kindness. Let them sit. I went, even though it hurt. The barista remembered me, smiled softly, and handed me 2 cups. I sat by the window, 1 cup untouched. A woman came in, older, nervous, her hands shaking. She asked if she could sit. Of course, I said. He wouldn't mind. When she smiled for just a moment, I felt him there, between us. Day 3, our song. Play that song, the third letter said. You know the one that made us fall in love under the streetlights. Don't turn it off halfway. Let it hurt, then let it heal. So I did. I sat in the dark, headphones in, as the chorus rose, and for the first time I understood something I hadn't before. Grief isn't the absence of love. It's love with nowhere left to go. Day 4, say my name. You stopped saying my name, he wrote in the 4th letter. But names don't die. Whisper it to the wind. Let it echo once more. It took me a while to do it, but when I finally whispered his name into the quiet room, the air seemed to move. Maybe it was the wind, maybe it was him. Either way, it was enough. Day 5, forgive yourself. The 5th letter was the hardest. You keep blaming yourself for not being there that night, he wrote. But I promise, it wasn't your fault. Don't turn my memory into punishment. I said the words out loud, just to test how they felt. It wasn't my fault. And for the first time, I almost believed them. Day 6, the tree. The 6th letter sent me to the park. To our tree, he said. Carve something new, not my name, not ours, something that means you're still growing. So I took a small knife and knelt by the trunk we'd carved our initials into years ago. I carved one word, hope, and when the wind passed through the leaves, it felt like he was beside me, carving it too. Day 7, the stranger. Smile at someone today, he wrote in the 7th letter. Just one person. You never know who's trying to survive the way you are. I smiled at a man waiting at a crosswalk. He looked startled at first, then smiled back. It was small, quick, but it felt like sunlight cracking through clouds. Maybe that's how healing starts, not in grand gestures, but in tiny, unspoken kindnesses. The 8th letter said, you'll find my jacket. Keep it, but don't hide behind it. Let me be warmth, not weight. I found it, the one he always wore. It had the faint scent of pine and coffee. I slipped it on that night. It didn't smell like loss anymore. It smelled like home. Letter 9 read, you stopped dreaming. I know, because I used to dream of you. And you never came. Dream again. Let the future find you. So that night, I did. And for the first time, he wasn't in it. But when I woke, my pillow was dry. My chest felt light. And that somehow was enough. The final letter was thinner than the rest. If you're reading this, he wrote, it means you made it through the dark. This is the last one, but not the end. Don't wait for me. Live for me. And when you love again, don't feel guilty. I'll still be in every sunrise you watch. The next morning, I went to the ocean. I placed the jar in the waves. I watched it drift away. A piece of glass carrying all the things I wasn't ready to say. He didn't leave me 10 letters. He left me 10 reasons to start over. And somewhere between the first and the last sunrise, I finally learned how to live again. The end.